Broadcasts of the City of Neenah Common Council meetings are produced by University Studios of the University of Wisconsin-Fox Valley. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents via the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues or about these broadcasts by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or by completing the electronic feedback form on the city website, www.neenahgov.org. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited for playback.
Good evening. Welcome to the City of Neenah Common Council meeting for Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. At this time, the clerk will call the roll. Please indicate your attendance on your roll call device.
Alderperson Boyette.
Here.
Orchard.
Here.
Hillstrom.
Here.
Lundrum.
Here.
Erickson.
Here.
Weber.
Here.
Skirms.
Here.
Steiner.
Here.
Stevenson.
Here.
Thank you. Council President Stevenson will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
First item on the agenda tonight, introduction confirmation of mayor's appointments. There are none tonight. Second item on the agenda is the approval of council proceedings from January 4th. Is there any objection to unanimous consent of approval of those minutes? Seeing none, those minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is the public forum. This is the opportunity for members from the public to speak on any topic of importance that they would like to share with the council. You're allowed 5 minutes to speak on any topic. Please give your name and residential address if you are interested in speaking at this time. And please come forward to the podium. Seeing no one other than Alderman Lundrum, who has an announcement to make, I will pass it over to her.
Thank you. I'll come up to the lectern. Carrie Lundrum, 419 11th Street, Neenah, Wisconsin. I want to acknowledge that it is Dan, our our wonderful videographer's birthday tomorrow. And I just want to let everyone know that he is the most amazing videographer. I don't think he has ever missed a day unless he is recording Menashe's city council meeting. So anyway, we really appreciate you very, very much. And so happy birthday tomorrow. And I've got your card. Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. Next item on the agenda, consent agenda. Is there any objection to unanimous consent of the consent agenda? Seeing none, the consent agenda is passed. Next item on the agenda is reports from standing committees, regular Public Services and Safety Committee meeting of January 10th. Chairperson Lundrum.
Thank you, Mayor. The reporting out from the regular Public Services and Safety Committee meeting of January 10th, 2023. Minutes can be found on the website. Item number 1. Committee recommends council approve the placement of 82 historical Doty Island street signs on the street name signs, with the City of Neenah donating the labor to install the signs. And I would so move, and as soon as I get a second, I would like to say something.
There's a motion by Alderman Lendrum, seconded by Alderman Hillstrom. Alderman Lendrum.
Thank you. I just want everyone to know that the Doty Island group is here and the president, J.C. Park, is here. So if anyone has any questions, did I do that right? On this sign, this is what it's going to look like. Does anybody have any questions? Because I will have J.C. come up and answer them if you do.
It looks great.
Doesn't it?
Yep.
It's really going to be.
We're very appreciative of all your efforts. There is a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 9-0.
Congratulations.
Again, thank you.
And thank you for all your hard work on that. It's going to be beautiful. Item number 2, committee recommends council approve the SRO contract between the Neenah Joint School District and the City of Neenah, and I would so move. School Resource Officer, I should say.
There's a motion by Alderman Lendrum, seconded by Alderman Borchert. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 8-1.
Item number 3, committee recommends council approve the lease amendment with Youth Go Incorporated for the Cecil Street Garage with a start date of April 1st, 2023, and I would so move.
It's a motion by Alderman Lendrum, seconded by Alderman Skirms. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 9-0.
Item number 4, and the last item, committee recommends council approve the 2023 budget amendments as outlined in the table from Director Kaiser on January 3rd, 2023 memo, and I would so move.
There's a motion by Lendrum, seconded by Alderman Weber. Alderman Boyette.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to vote no on this tonight, only because of some of the streets that were added in when you took out the roads for the work for the original proposed project. Some of them weren't even listed on what I call the GK rating, Gary Kaiser rating. And I just think, you know, if we've got this 5-year plan for our roads, and we're going to try to put in another project rather than reducing our borrowing, I think we should choose from roads that are already on our approved list and not add ones that aren't. So for that,
Is there any other discussion, any other questions? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. Okay. That motion passes 8-1.
And that's the end of my report.
Thank you for your report.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of January 9th, 2023. Chairperson Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting out from the regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of January 9th, 2023. Minutes can be found on the city website. Item number 1, the committee recommends council approve 2023 intermunicipal agreement with the city of Appleton for dial-a-ride cost sharing, and I so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Erickson and seconded by Alderman Skirms. If we can get that switched. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 9-0.
Item number 2, the committee recommends council approve the purchase of parking enforcement software and parking enforcement hardware, which includes 13 printers and 1 tablet, at a cost not to exceed $16,500, funded by the Downtown Parking Carry Forward in TIF 8. And I so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Erickson, seconded by Alderman Stevenson. Is there any discussion on this item? Alderman Stevenson.
Thank you, Mayor. In committee, I asked for just a review again of the utilization of 13 printers, and we got the information from Joe, either Joe or the chief, and I also had a conversation with Greg Radke, and he sold me on the fact that he actually issues tickets. So if Greg Radke is issuing tickets, it's probably a good program. So I'm fully supportive of it. This is a budget change, which will require a 2/3 vote because it wasn't included in the operating budget for 2020.
Alderman Boyette.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm just curious where we're at with this parking software and program in itself. When was the last time we had an update on that, or maybe you had it in this previous meeting? Do we know where we're at with this, with costs and loss or gains? It's been a while since I've gotten any kind of financial information on how well or this is working for us or isn't working for us.
Is there a department head who would like to speak to that?
Sure, it's working well. Our investment is relatively low. Hardware being the exception. Hardware is not a cheap thing. We have annual subscriptions that we provide. Alderman Stevenson asked about some of the initial costs that we had anticipated and were actually billed that we did not pay because of lack of performance. Perhaps the best way I could equate it is 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So there's been several acquisitions of the company. There have been glitches, absolutely. I think and Chief could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the parking enforcement vehicle, the downtown vehicle, or primarily downtown vehicle, has worked fairly well from day one. Where we have had most of our issues have been with the squads, and either software, hardware, or the